Assalamualaikum and good morning, students. For today and tomorrow's lesson, we are going to learn on comparing and ordering numbers. This is still under chapter 1, counting to 10,000. So for today and tomorrow's lesson, you are going to do your exercise worksheet task, classwork day 1, page 1 until 2. So let's have a look at the first example where we want to compare 6,051 and 4,987. And from these two numbers, we want to know which one is greater or bigger. So let's compare the thousands first because the thousands are the first digit of the two numbers. Okay, it's the first one that you see first. So from here, we can see that the thousands are different, where 6,000 is greater than 4,000. So from the thousand, we can say that 6,051 is greater than 4,987. Let's have a look at the second example, where we want to compare 2,720 and 2,346. Again, just like the previous example, in example 1, we compare the first digit of the two numbers, which is in thousands. So, from looking at the thousands, we can see that the thousands are the same. So, we cannot say or tell which one is smaller. So, since the thousands are the same, we look at the hundreds. From the hundreds, we can see that at the top, we have 7 hundreds. For the number 2,346, we have 3 hundreds. 3 hundreds is smaller than 7 hundreds here. So, 2,346 is smaller than 2,720. So now, let's look at further examples where we want to compare the numbers in A and in B to see which one is greater and which one is smaller. So first, in example A, as usual, if we want to compare the numbers, we have to look at the first digits of each number. Here we have in the thousands, which is in blue, the digit 6, which are both the same. Same goes with in the hundreds, which is in red, we both have digit 8. So we cannot compare as well. So let's have a look at the tens. You can see that they are different. We have here 2 tens. As for here, we have 7 tens. 2 tens is smaller than 7 tens. So 6,829 is smaller than 6,870, or 6,870 is greater than 6,829. Now let's have a look at example B, where we have these two numbers to compare. Again, first, let's compare the thousands. We can see that the thousands are the same, where we have both digit 2. Now let's look at the hundreds, which is in red. Again, both are the same, where we have digit 7. Same goes with numbers in 10. The digit, both numbers have 4. So let's have a look at the ones, where we have 8 ones and 5 ones. 8 ones is greater than 5 ones. So 2,748 is greater than 2,745, or 2,745 is smaller than 2,748. So now let's have a look at another further example to see which one is greater and which one is smaller. So from here, the two numbers, we have 1,707 and the second number is 978. So we want to see which one is greater or smaller. Just from the thousands, we can see that we have 1,000 here, and here we don't have any thousand, so 0,000. From this, you know that 1,000 is greater than 0,000. Therefore, 1,707 is greater than 978. Next, let's have a look at this example where we are given three different sets of numbers to compare. Okay, so the first set of numbers to compare, we have 5,058 and 4,610. So I put the numbers in place value charts in thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones, so that we can see easier on the numbers, especially on the digits, to see which one is greater. So for this case, again, let's have a look at the thousands first. We can see that 5,000 is greater than 4,000, and the thousands are different. So we can say that 5,058 is greater than 4,610. Let's have a look at the second set of numbers to compare, where we have 3,135 and 3,181. Let's have a look at the thousands. We can see that we have the same thousands, so we cannot compare. Let's have a look at the hundreds. Again, we have both same hundreds where we have 100s. Let's look at tens now, where we have different tens. Here we have 3 tens, and here we have 8 tens. 3 tens is smaller than 8 tens. Therefore, 3,135 is smaller than 3,181. Let's have a look at the last set of numbers to compare, where we have 6,289 to compare with 6,280. Let's look at the thousands first. Here we have the same thousands where the digit is 6, and so we move forward to hundreds. Let's have a look at hundreds. Here we also have the same hundreds where both numbers have 200s. Since it's the same, we can move to tens. Again, we have the same tens for both numbers. So we go to ones, where we have 9 ones and 0 ones. Therefore, 6,289 is greater than 6,280. So now let's move on to arranging numbers in order. We are given the numbers 4,769, 4,802, and 4,738. And we must arrange this from smallest to biggest. first, you have to put the numbers in place value charts so that you can compare easily the numbers. And first, as usual, we have to compare the thousands. When we look at the thousands, they are the same. So let's move to hundreds. We can see that from here in the hundreds, we have 700s and 800s. You know from here, 800 is greater than 700s. So we focus on the 700s. So we have 6 tenths and 3 tenths. You know that 6 tenths is greater than 3 tenths. Therefore, we can say since 3 tenths is smaller, this will make 4,738 as the smallest, followed by 4,769, and lastly, 4,802. So now, let's arrange this number given by beginning with the greatest. At first, again, we have to arrange the numbers in place value charts so that we can see more easily to compare. So to compare, we have to begin by looking at the thousands. We can see that 2,000 is greater than 1,000. So we proceed with the 2,000s to know which one is the greatest between 2,125 and 2,152. So let's have a look at the hundreds. We have the same hundreds. So now we move to comparing the tens. Now we have different tens where we have 2 tens here and 5 tens here, where 5 tens is greater than 2 tens. So from here, we know that 2,152 is the greatest, followed by these 2 tens, which is belong to 2,125. And lastly, 1,225. So we will have 2,152 first, followed by 2,125, and lastly, 1,225. So now, your task for today and tomorrow will be classwork day 1 and 2, okay? In page 1 and 2 from your HLP. So first, I need you to stick these 2 papers into your A5 book labeled classwork. And I want you to do all questions in page 1 and 2. You can do for Monday, page 1, Tuesday, page 2. Or you can do on Monday all of the questions in page 1 and 2. It is up to you. Okay? So that is the end of lesson for today. Do not forget to do your task. And I'll see you in the next lesson.